Do you know the world's oldest conjoined twins, Lori and George Chappelle, who died at age 62? Get ready to learn 1 hour of curious facts like these with sailing. Let's start right away. Did you know that the famous Bruno Mars is not his real name? In fact, his name is Peter Chin Hernandez. His stage name was a nickname given to him by his father, who compared him to wrestler Bruno Sammartino. But the most surprising thing is that Mars was added because his father thought his talent was so out of this world that it came straight from Mars. This is how the legendary Bruno Mars was born. Did you know that in Akurey, Iceland, the traffic lights have a red light in the shape of a heart? Yes, you read that right. This unique feature aims to transmit good vibes to drivers and relieve the stress of traffic. It's just one of the many initiatives that make Akurey an amazing place full of positivity. Definitely a detail that will make you see traffic lights differently. Colombia is home to the largest population of hippos outside of Africa. And the most surprising thing is that they all come from the animals that Pablo Escobar had in his personal zoo. After the confiscation of his property, the hippos were released, and today they represent a real danger to the local ecosystem. The largest herd of hippos outside of the African continent, and with a rather unexpected history. Did you know that Iceland is one of the most centralized countries in the world? 60% of its inhabitants live in Reykjavik and its metropolitan area. This reflects the economic, cultural, and administrative importance of the capital, which concentrates almost all the country's services. In fact, 99% of the Icelandic population lives in urban areas, and most of them are clustered in the capital. A really curious fact about how this city has become the epicenter of all of Iceland. And speaking of unique places, in Brussels, Belgium, you'll find the famous Mannequin Piz, a small statue of a urinating boy that has become a symbol of irreverence and rebellion of the Belgian people. With so many legends surrounding its origin, this figure remains one of the city's greatest tourist curiosities. Incredible, right? Walking the entire Great Wall of China on foot would take an impressive 18 months. This amazing structure stretches for more than 3,106 miles, crossing mountains, valleys, deserts, and plains, making the journey a real challenge. The wall meanders like a Chinese dragon, connecting regions and landscapes that make it even more fascinating. In fact, its total length is estimated to be around 5,500 miles. The U.S. presidential car, known as the Beast, is a symbol of extreme security. Not only does this armored Cadillac One have windows that do not open, except for the drivers, but its doors can only be opened by the Secret Service. It also has a blood supply for the president and state-of-the-art security systems to ensure his protection. Manufactured by General Motors, the Beast was specially designed to offer the U.S. president maximum security. In Iran, the weekend is not like in most countries. It is celebrated on Thursdays and Fridays, following Islamic traditions. Friday, being a holy day in Islam, is dedicated to rest and prayer. However, in a recent change approved by Parliament, the days off are now Friday and Saturday. Kangaroos have one of the most amazing reproductive capacities in the animal kingdom. They can become pregnant again just 1 to 3 days after giving birth. While the baby remains in the pouch, the newly fertilized embryo enters a pause state known as embryonic diapause. This means that the embryo does not develop immediately, but remains on hold until the current baby leaves the pouch, or in an extreme case, if the baby dies. In Singapore, mellower coffee has taken the coffee experience to a whole new level. Imagine enjoying a coffee where the hot steam emanating from the drink melts cotton candy right on top of the cup, creating a mesmerizing visual spectacle. As the sugar slowly dissolves into the coffee, a magical combination of colors and textures is formed, making every sip even more special. The kangaroo and the emu, two iconic Australian animals, have something in common that makes them truly special. They can't walk backwards. Did you know that building a Rolls-Royce takes around 6 months, while a Toyota is made in just 13 hours? The difference lies in the attention to detail. Each Rolls-Royce is crafted with meticulous precision and bespoke details, making it a true work of art. This laborious process highlights the luxury and quality that define the brand. In contrast, the rapid manufacturing times of a Toyota remind us that while some things are done quickly, others simply should not be rushed. At the 2024 Olympic Games, almost all competitions took place in Paris, but a small fraction, just 1%, were held on the paradise island of Tahiti. Just 15 kilometers away, Tahiti was the chosen venue for the surfing competition, thanks to its spectacular waves, which are considered among the best and most impressive in the world. This place, part of French Polynesia, offers a unique environment for this sport, making it the perfect destination for true surf lovers. The Iran Mall in Tehran has become the largest shopping mall in the world, surpassing the famous Dubai Mall. With around 700 shops, 200 restaurants, and 3 hotels, this imposing complex is a true shopping and entertainment paradise. Its construction, which began in 2014, involved more than 25,000 people, and it recently opened its doors, becoming a symbol of greatness and modernity in Iran. There is a truly fascinating fish called blue lingot, whose flesh is a striking blue color. However, the curious thing is that this shade disappears completely when cooked. It is believed that the original color is due to the natural pigments of its skin, which are altered during the cooking process. A natural mystery that makes this fish a gastronomic curiosity. Zebras have the ability to sleep standing up as a defense measure against predators. This is due to a unique structure in their legs, which allows them to lock their joints and stay upright. Thanks to this ability, they can react quickly to any threat, without wasting time getting up from the ground. This way, they can be more alert and ready to flee if necessary. The sari is a traditional Indian garment, considered one of the oldest garments in the world, with more than 5,000 years of history. It consists of a long piece of cloth, varying between 4 and 9 meters, and can be wrapped in various ways around the body, depending on the region or personal style. Over time, the sari has remained an emblem of Indian cultural identity, being used both in everyday situations and at ceremonial events. The blue-footed booby is a striking bird that looks like something out of a cartoon. Its most distinctive feature is its bright blue legs, which acquire that color thanks to its diet. They mainly consume sardines and anchovies, rich in blue carotenoids that their body does not digest and stores in their legs. During courtship, males perform a peculiar dance to attract females, proudly displaying their colorful legs. In Japan, there is the island of Hashima, also known as Gunkanjima, or Battleship Island, for its peculiar shape. For much of the 20th century, it was a very prosperous coal mining center, home to thousands of workers and their families. However, with the decline of coal as an energy source, the island was abandoned in the 1970s. Since then, its buildings have been left in ruins, giving rise to a desolate and fascinating landscape that seems straight out of a post-apocalyptic movie. Today, Hashima attracts the attention of tourists, photographers, and filmmakers who are amazed by its mysterious atmosphere. It has even served as a setting for film productions, such as the James Bond film Skyfall. The wolverine, also called the carcayu, is a medium-sized mammal that stands out for its ferocity and territorial nature. Although its appearance may remind one of a small bear, it is a surprisingly strong and bold predator. This animal is capable of hunting prey much larger than itself, such as reindeer and caribou. Thanks to its great strength and hunting skills, its powerful jaw and sharp teeth allow it to tear meat with ease, making it one of the most formidable carnivores of its size. This orchid species is characterized by its large and elegant flowers, with shades ranging from white to pale pink. It often grows in shady, damp areas, perfectly adapting to the subtropical climate of its native region. The Camponotus saundersi ant, native to the jungles of Malaysia, is famous for its unique defense mechanism, autothysis. This process involves the explosion of glands filled with a sticky, toxic substance that the ant releases when it breaks, sacrificing itself to protect its colony. Wood ants, such as Camponotus saundersi, employ this tactic as a last resort when the battle is lost. By violently contracting its muscles, the ant detonates poisonous organs along its body, releasing a lethal substance. Salto del Agrio is one of Argentina's most impressive waterfalls, located in remote Patagonia. At over 60 meters high, its acidic waters, with a pH below 2, are even more acidic than lemon juice or vinegar. This acidity comes from magmatic effusions from the Copihu volcano, which feed the Agrio Superior River. The most amazing thing about the waterfall is its vibrant colors, which mix with the waters of a small lagoon located at the foot of the fall. Musu Black is the darkest paint on the planet, capable of absorbing up to 99% of visible light, producing an astonishing visual effect where objects appear to fade away. It is used in a variety of disciplines, including art, industrial design, and even on vehicles such as the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution X. It can be applied with a brush or spray, although its finish is delicate and prone to cracking, so it must be handled with care. The cost of this paint is approximately $4 per 100 milliliters. The Beppu Volcanic Hot Springs in Japan is a famous tourist destination known for its more than 2,300 hot springs. Beppu is located at the foot of Mount Surumi, an active volcano that contributes to the heat of the waters. One of the best-known neighborhoods for its thermal activity is Kanawa, one of the largest onsen areas in the country. Highlights include trying an onsen tamago, an egg boiled in hot springs, or enjoying fresh milk with unique flavors. However, for many, the greatest pleasure lies in relaxing in its warm waters, which have temperatures ranging from 39 to 42 degrees Celsius. The Sumidero Canyon, located in Chiapas, Mexico, is an impressive natural wonder, famous for its cliffs that exceed 1,093 yards in height. This majestic place can be explored by boat or from various viewpoints, offering spectacular views. Its imposing walls, formed by limestone and basalt, have been recognized as one of the most impressive landscapes in Mexico and have been nominated for years to be one of the 7 new natural wonders. The umbrella and the parasol share a common origin, the parasol being an evolution of the umbrella. According to a Chinese legend, the umbrella was invented by Lu Mei, a young woman who challenged her older brother to create an object that would protect from the sun. The first umbrellas were created in China over 4,000 years ago and have been used as a weather protection tool ever since. As for umbrellas, the first records date back to 474 AD, and they were primarily designed to protect against the sun. The Poecilotheria metallica, known as the blue tarantula, is famous for its vibrant color, which comes from the reflection of light off nanocrystals within its hairs. Scientists have found that not all spiders produce this color in the same way, suggesting that it may have a specific function. The crystalline arrangement of nanocrystals acts like a mirror, reflecting only a particular wavelength of light. The fox bat, or Ceratodon jubatus, is the largest of its species and lives in the Philippines. It can measure up to 2 yards from tip to tip of its wings and weigh 3.3 pounds. Its reddish-brown fur and face similar to that of a small fox give it its name. This bat plays a crucial role in its ecosystem as a pollinator, feeding on nectar, pollen, and fruit, contributing to the health of the local flora. In the depths of the Arctic Ocean and some areas of the Atlantic Ocean, lives one of the strangest starfish in the world, known as the basket star. Unlike the famous Patrick star, which has 5 arms, this star has 10 arms that branch out into hundreds, creating a unique appearance. It lives at depths of more than 164 yards, where sunlight is scarce, and its numerous arms allow it to capture its food in an environment where food is scarce. The large cochineal, a parasitic insect that lives in cacti, has historically been used as a dye since the times of Spanish colonization. Although its use has decreased with the arrival of artificial dyes, the carmine color it produces is still used in products such as drinks, yogurts, ice creams, and cosmetics. This dye is obtained from the insect known as cochineal, which lives mainly in cacti and is native to Latin America. Today, most carmine production comes from Peru, where millions of cochineal insects are harvested each year to extract the pigment that gives them their characteristic reddish hue. Founded in 1894, the Henry Dorley Zoological Park in Omaha, Nebraska, is considered one of the most impressive zoos in the world. Covering 53 hectares, it houses more than 17,000 animals of 962 different species from all corners of the globe. It is Nebraska's top tourist attraction and boasts some unique features, including the world's largest indoor swamp and the largest indoor desert on the planet. It also has the largest feline complex in the Americas, an underwater tunnel that allows you to observe marine species in a giant indoor swamp, and the largest geodesic dome in existence, making it an unforgettable experience for visitors. In Japan, due to lack of space and high accommodation prices, many people choose to stay in capsule hotels. For around $35 a night, these tiny rooms offer the essentials: air conditioning, adjustable lighting, and USB ports for charging devices. They lack doors, however, so it's essential to keep quiet so as not to disturb other guests. Capsule hotels are made up of rows of compact, minimalist pods with just enough space for a bed. Guests also have access to common areas like toilets and showers. Ferrari is famous for its strict exclusivity policy, which ensures that its vehicles are purchased and cared for only by customers who respect the brand's image. If a buyer acts inappropriately, the company has the power to permanently deny them access to its cars, regardless of their purchasing power. One example of this is the case of Justin Bieber, who was banned from the brand for placing a sticker on his Ferrari and changing its color to bright blue, a shade not authorized by Ferrari. Cassius, a saltwater crocodile, was considered the world's largest crocodile in captivity until his death in November 2024 at the age of 110. Measuring an impressive 18 feet in length and weighing over a ton, Cassius lived at the Marineland Melanesia Center on Green Island, Australia, since 1987. During his lifetime, he became one of the site's main attractions, standing out as the world's largest crocodile in captivity. In the UK, the Geneco Biobus is an innovative bus that runs on biomethane, a fuel obtained from human waste and food scraps. This vehicle has the capacity to transport up to 40 people and can travel up to 186 miles on a single tank. The initiative aims to reduce emissions of polluting gases and promote the use of more sustainable energy sources. After a successful test route between Bath and Bristol Airport, the biobus began operating regularly in the city of Bristol. The biomethane that powers the bus is generated when bacteria break down waste, producing methane and carbon dioxide. The Minnesota Ice Maze has made it into the Guinness Book of Records as the world's largest ice maze, spanning an impressive 18,000 square feet of twists and turns. Hosted by Minnesota Ice, this winter event stands out not only for its stunning design, but also for its historic contribution by setting a new world record. Behind this frozen wonder is Robbie Harrell, founder of Minnesota Ice, a company dedicated since 2013 to creating handcrafted ice sculptures and large-scale structures. The construction of the maze required the use of 3,452 blocks of ice, each weighing approximately 426 pounds, making this work a true feat of ice engineering. In Changsha, China, there is a unique store that has become famous for selling giant products, from potato chips to cookies. This shop attracts locals and tourists who visit the place daily, eager to try these unusual snacks. The funny thing is that they do not offer delivery service, which motivates customers to come in person to enjoy the experience. A group of young people in Africa have taken a groundbreaking step in the film industry by producing the first film made entirely with CapCut, marking the beginning of the African cinematic universe. The film, titled He Has Gone Rogue, was shot entirely on an iPhone X and edited on a Galaxy S7 in just 2 months. This 1-hour film is available on YouTube and tells the story of Frank, an alien on the run from his evil brother, Cyrus. The production, made in Sierra Leone, was directed by Stephen V. Fury, has been acclaimed for its creativity and use of accessible technology. A robot designed by Mitsubishi Electric has achieved a world record by solving a Rubik's Cube in just 0.204 seconds, much faster than the human record of 3.13 seconds, achieved in 2023. This robot, called Toku FastBot, set its mark by solving the cube in 0.305 seconds, a time comparable to that of a human blink. The robot uses a rotation mechanism that allows it to turn 90 degrees in just 0.009 seconds, making it extremely fast. In addition, it employs artificial intelligence to recognize colors and make accurate solving decisions. In South Korea, the law states that only certified doctors can perform tattoos, as a medical license is required to legally tattoo. This regulation was implemented to address concerns about safety and hygiene in tattoo procedures, given that it involves piercing the skin. The Call of Duty series has been played by humanity for longer than humanity itself has existed. With an average of 3.2 hours of gameplay per person and a world population of 7.8 billion, it is estimated that the series has accumulated over 25 billion hours of gameplay. This equates to approximately 2.85 million years. Since its release, Call of Duty has sold 300 million copies, giving an average of 80 hours of gameplay per copy. Known as the banana pose, this is the position that seals adopt when they are relaxed and content. It's no joke. Scientists give it this name because seals get into this position to feel safe, regulate their temperature, and keep their extremities dry. A very peculiar way to stay comfortable. The largest aircraft graveyard in the world is located at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson, Arizona, and is known as the Boneyard. This impressive cemetery spans 2,600 acres in the Arizona desert and is home to over 4,000 retired aircraft. The location in a region with a dry climate and low humidity is key to the preservation of these aircraft, as the conditions favor the conservation of the metal aircraft that rest there. Did you know that there is a beer-making simulation video game? It's called Brewmaster, and it's a detailed and realistic simulation game that focuses on the chemistry behind brewing. In Brewmaster, players can experiment with ingredients and processes to create their own beers, understanding the technical and scientific aspects that make this drink possible. Australia has more camels than Egypt, hosting the largest herd of wild camels in the world, with around 750,000 of them, which has led to several environmental and management problems. They were introduced in the 19th century from Arabia, India, and Afghanistan for transport and heavy work purposes, and were perfectly adapted to the country's arid climate. Square watermelons from Japan are grown primarily for their peculiar appearance, not so much for their flavor. To give them this shape, special molds are used while the fruit is growing, making them easier to store and stack. Although they are more expensive and have an inferior flavor to traditional watermelons, their main value is aesthetic. These fruits are often used as decorative items or as gifts, representing the creativity of Japanese agriculture. Komodo dragons, the largest reptiles on the planet, possess a surprising characteristic: the ability to reproduce without the presence of a male. This process, known as parthenogenesis, allows a female to produce genetic offspring on her own, without the need for male intervention. Madeira, a Portuguese archipelago located in the Atlantic, is called the Island of Eternal Flowers due to its subtropical climate, which favors the constant flowering of species such as bougainvillea, hydrangeas, and orchids. This natural paradise, surrounded by green mountains and impressive cliffs, is the ideal place for nature lovers looking for a unique and spectacular destination. The Spanish brand Loewe presented a radical proposal at Paris Fashion Week in 2023 with a collection of pixelated clothing inspired by the famous video game Minecraft. The garments stood out for their rigid edges, irregular patterns, and 3D stitching, which gave them a unique and futuristic look. Some commented that the pieces looked like they were taken straight from the world of Minecraft, while others thought they looked like they were designed in Photoshop. This bold proposal, devised by Jonathan Anderson, surprised with its originality and made it clear that the pixelated fashion trend is here to stay. Would you dare to wear any of these garments, or do you think they are too much? Koban, which are small police stations in Japan, have a wide variety of functions, in addition to maintaining peace in communities. Their main objective is to ensure local security through patrols, respond to incidents and accidents, as well as investigate crimes. Koban officers play a vital role in the daily lives of citizens, caring for lost children, helping those in need of directions, storing lost items for later recovery, and listening to residents' concerns. Julia Guntel, known as Zlata, is considered the most flexible woman in the world. At the age of 10, she was already performing professionally as a contortionist, and by the age of 31, she has managed to turn her flexibility into a full-fledged career. To maintain her incredible flexibility, which resembles that of a baby, Zlata follows rigorous daily training that allows her to retain this unique ability. Although she was born in Kazakhstan, she grew up in Germany and from a young age showed remarkable physical prowess that led her to be described by doctors as the most flexible person in the world. Can you imagine reaching this level of flexibility? In Spain, there is a town where dogs outnumber the inhabitants. This phenomenon occurs in Morga, a town in Vizcaya, which has attracted the attention of both locals and visitors. According to data from the Basque Country's General Animal Identification Registry, Morga has the highest proportion of dogs per inhabitant in the entire province. With a population of 418 people and no less than 300 dogs, dogs represent 71.1% of the population, reflecting how dogs are increasingly considered important members of the family. The well-known restaurant Dunkin' Donuts chose to shorten its name to just Dunkin'. The company explained that donuts only accounted for 8% of its total sales, while the majority of its revenue comes from coffee and other beverages, taking a similar approach to business as Starbucks, so it was not worth having donuts in the name. In the Czech Republic, more than 80% of the population identifies as atheists, which has resulted in the transformation of many churches that are no longer used for religious rituals. These historic buildings have been converted into cultural centers, hosting events such as ballet, opera, theater, and concerts. In addition, some churches have been converted into spaces for markets and food fairs, offering a unique environment for non-religious activities. The Edelweiss flower, recognized as the symbol of the majestic European Alps, is famous not only for its beauty, but also for its impressive resilience. This small flower grows at altitudes above 9,842 feet, where conditions are extreme and challenging for life. Its ability to withstand extremely cold temperatures and the intense ultraviolet radiation that characterizes these altitudes makes it one of the most resistant species in the plant world. This is the most expensive soap in the world, the Qatar Royal Soap, which costs more than $3,800 for a 100-gram bar. This exclusive soap is made up of luxury ingredients such as gold dust, virgin honey, and diamonds, making it a beauty item intended only for Qatari royalty. Its creator assures that all its components are 100% natural and organic, which contributes to keeping the skin in optimal health conditions. Presented by the Doha Exhibition Center and the company Khan Al Sabun Badr Hassoun & Sons, the Qatar Royal Soap has captured attention for its extravagance and preciousness. Kakigori is a popular Japanese dessert consisting of shaved ice covered with syrup. Its name comes from the combination of kaki, which refers to the way the ice is cut, and gori, which means snow in Japanese. This refreshing treat is especially popular during the warm summer months in Japan and can be found in a variety of places such as festivals, convenience stores, supermarkets, and cafes. To make it, ice is turned into a snow-like texture by a machine equipped with blades and then seasoned with different flavored syrups, creating a sweet and refreshing experience. Before Donald Trump became President of the United States, John F. Kennedy held the title of the richest president in the country's history. Although Joe Kennedy, the patriarch of the family, never publicly revealed his fortune, the New York Times estimated his wealth at $500 million at the time of his death in 1969. However, under Trump, this record was surpassed. Donald Trump's fortune is estimated at around $5.6 billion, placing him 357th among the richest people in the world. His fortune is mainly in real estate and Trump media. The Capricorn train, located in Switzerland, holds the title of the longest passenger train in the world, with an astonishing length of 6,253 feet. This railway colossus can carry up to 4,550 people, making it one of the most massive means of transport on the planet. It was built by the Raytheon Railways Company and is made up of 25 electric trains linked by a long line of 100 carriages. With its impressive capacity and size, the Capricorn train stands out as a true marvel of railway engineering. Universities in Denmark are completely free for Danes, allowing access to higher education at no cost. In addition, the annual minimum wage is around 50,000 euros, and workers enjoy a 33-hour work week. The country also offers free childcare and security systems, creating an environment conducive to a high quality of life. However, for international students, tuition fees can range from 8,000 to 18,000 euros per year, depending on the program they choose. The Meguro Parasitological Museum is a fascinating and unique place located in the Meguro neighborhood of central Tokyo, Japan. Founded in 1953 by Dr. Satoru Kamigai, the museum is dedicated to the science of parasitology, offering an in-depth look at the parasites that inhabit different species. With over 50,000 annual visitors, the museum features a two-story exhibition displaying 300 preserved specimens. In addition, its research library houses 60,000 parasite specimens in a vast collection of 50,000 items and 5,000 books specializing in the subject. In Manila, Philippines, in the most impoverished areas, there is a dish known as pagpag, which is prepared from food scraps collected from garbage. These scraps are carefully washed and then cooked, resulting in a meal that, while some claim to taste good, requires a strong stomach to consume. Pagpag is an economical option for those living in extreme poverty, and many of these scraps are collected by people who earn around $6 a week. Alabama is one of the U.S. states where the lottery is not legal, despite the fact that interest in participating has increased among the population. Many Alabama residents are forced to travel to nearby states, such as Florida, to purchase lottery tickets such as Powerball or Mega Millions when the prizes are large. This phenomenon is not unique to Alabama, as other states such as Alaska, Hawaii, Nevada, and Utah also have laws prohibiting the lottery. Deep in the ocean lies the largest underwater sculpture on the planet, standing 18 feet tall and weighing 60 tons. Known as Ocean Atlas, this work reflects the impacts of climate change on marine ecosystems. Installed in 2014 in the waters of the Bahamas, it is expected to become an artificial reef, lasting for more than a century. This monumental piece was created by artist Jason DeCaires Taylor and has established itself as one of the most impressive works of underwater art. Sumo wrestlers typically have a shorter life expectancy compared to the general population, mainly due to their high body weight and extremely high-calorie diet. These athletes consume around 8,000 calories a day, which increases their risk of diseases such as diabetes, cardiovascular problems, joint disorders, and even alcoholism. The rigorous training, which includes 2 sessions a day, and the physical impact of intense combat also affect their long-term health. Additionally, many wrestlers must sleep with an oxygen mask to aid their recovery. In Copenhagen, Denmark, there is the Cirkelbrunn Bridge, an impressive pedestrian and bicycle structure that stands out for its innovative design. This bridge is made up of 5 circular platforms, each of which has the ability to move, either by raising or shifting sideways, to allow the passage of tall ships. In this way, it is possible to maintain the fluidity of vehicular traffic while facilitating uninterrupted navigation. The savanna elephant is the strongest animal in existence, with an impressive capacity to lift up to 13,200 pounds, which is approximately its own weight. Its trunk, which has around 150,000 muscles, gives it incredible dexterity, allowing it to perform complex tasks such as uprooting trees and carrying heavy objects. This powerful mammal is considered the largest on Earth, and thanks to its size and strength, it has become an expert in its natural environment. Its weight can exceed 15,400 pounds, making it the most imposing land mammal. Wallace's flying frog is an extraordinary and very rare amphibian that inhabits the tropical forests of Southeast Asia. This unique animal has developed an astonishing ability to move through the air, using its large webbed feet to glide from tree to tree, almost like a parachute. In addition, it has suction pads on its toes that allow it to land accurately and safely on branches. The dragonfly is one of the most efficient predators in the animal kingdom, with a 95% success rate in its hunts. This is due to its amazing ability to coordinate its movements, as its optic nerve is directly connected to its wings, allowing it to react with impressive speed. In addition, its ability to fly in any direction gives it a strategic advantage when capturing prey, such as mosquitoes and other small insects. It not only chases its victims, but also ambushes them in the air, carefully calculating its trajectory and speed to intercept them. At the Natural History Museum in Gothenburg, Sweden, is one of the most unique exhibits in the world, a stuffed blue whale known as the mom whale. This whale is the only one of its kind on display in a museum and has been one of the museum's most prominent attractions. In earlier times, visitors could even enjoy dinner inside the whale, but this practice has been discontinued. North Pole, a small town in Alaska with just 2,740 inhabitants, is a popular tourist destination due to its name and unique atmosphere. Although it is not located at the geographic North Pole or within the Arctic Circle, this picturesque town has a strong connection to winter, with extremely cold temperatures in the colder months. What really makes it special is that Christmas is celebrated here all year round, and visitors can check out Santa's famous house. Among the attractions is a huge statue of Santa Claus, almost 15 meters high, perfect for a memorable photo. In Finland, there is an ice hotel inspired by the authentic and famous Game of Thrones called Snow Village. If someone wants to feel immersed in the Seven Kingdoms, they only have to travel to Lapland, Finland. This hotel, which covers an area of more than 20,000 square meters, offers a unique experience in a completely frozen environment. Visitors can sleep under the figure of a White Walker and enjoy the details that refer to the story created by the writer George R.R. Martin. In addition, the hotel has a restaurant, a bar, and even a chapel, all decorated with the Game of Thrones theme, providing an immersive atmosphere for fans of the series. The largest swimming pool in the world is in Chile, located in the San Alfonso del Mar Resort in Algarrobo in the Valparaiso region. This gigantic artificial lagoon extends over 1,106 yards and has a depth of 3.3 yards. In addition, it contains an astonishing total of 250 million liters of salt water, which is extracted directly from the sea. The Bermuda Islands, located in the North Atlantic Ocean, east of North Carolina, United States, do not have rivers, lakes, or natural sources of water. With a population of approximately 70,000, Bermudians depend entirely on rain for drinking water. This resource is collected through an ingenious system of pipes installed on the roofs of houses, which direct the water into storage tanks. Thus, the archipelago has an efficient rainwater collection system that supplies its entire population. The distinctive color of salmon is due to the pigments they acquire from their main food source, crustaceans. This process is similar to that of flamingos, whose pink tones come from the food they eat. The pigments, known as carotenoids, accumulate in their bodies, giving them that bright color. This phenomenon highlights the relationship between the animal's diet and their visual characteristics. The Pontiac Deluxe 6 plexiglass, manufactured by General Motors in 1939, was the world's first transparent car. This prototype was introduced at the New York World's Fair in order to demonstrate the capabilities of plexiglass, a transparent and resistant material used in its body. The vehicle, which impressed the public, was nicknamed the Ghost Car due to its unique structure. Costing $25,000, the Pontiac Deluxe 6 plexiglass left the world in awe with its innovative design. The Astolat Doll Castle, valued at $8.5 million, costs more than a fully furnished apartment in New York. However, it is no ordinary dollhouse. Standing 8.5 feet tall and containing 29 rooms, the castle weighs 793 pounds and is decorated with 10,000 miniature pieces. Every detail of this luxurious castle has been meticulously designed, making it a unique masterpiece. In France, the Passage du Gois Road links the island of Noirmoutier to the mainland, but it hides something surprising. It is submerged underwater twice a day due to the tides. At 14,763 feet long, it can only be traveled during certain hours of the day when the tide is low. During high tide, the road is completely flooded, preventing the passage of vehicles. This natural phenomenon has captivated tourists for years, and crossing it is a unique experience, although it must be done with caution to avoid being trapped by the water. There are many unconventional sports in the world, and one of the most curious is tow wrestling, which attracts thousands of people to the small town of Ashbourne in England every year. This peculiar event, held every August, is the World Tow Wrestling Championships, a tradition that began in 1976 and even tried to be recognized as an Olympic sport, although without success. The championship has categories separated by sex and age, and each competitor takes the competition very seriously. Not only do they train throughout the year, but they arrive accompanied by expert masseurs who prepare their toes to face their opponents. Did you know that a pineapple plant takes between 18 and 24 months to bear its first fruit? This time depends on factors such as the variety of the plant, the climate, and the growing conditions. During the first 14 to 16 months, the plant must be carefully cared for to ensure fruit production. From the time the seeds, seedlings, or a crown of a pineapple are planted, it takes between 18 months and 2 years to obtain edible fruit. However, in some cases, the waiting time to harvest a pineapple can extend up to 3 years. Nagoro is a small Japanese town with only 35 inhabitants, but it is home to more than 350 scarecrows created by artist Ayano Tsukimi. These figures, which represent the former residents of the town, pay tribute to the declining population. The town, which once lived off agricultural work, has become a unique tourist destination because of these dolls. Ayano Tsukimi, who at 67 decided to return to Nagoro to take care of her father, noticed the dramatic decrease in inhabitants, which motivated her to create these scarecrows to preserve the memory of her hometown. 7% of Americans visit Disney World with its 4 main theme parks: Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. It offers unforgettable experiences for all ages. The bearded dragon, a fascinating lizard native to Australia, is famous for the beard of thorns that surrounds its neck and darkens and swells as a defense mechanism against potential threats. This species not only stands out for its striking appearance, but also for its calm nature, making it one of the most popular exotic pets. In addition, it has a unique way of communicating. It makes distinctive movements with its head, such as nodding slowly to show submission or shaking quickly to mark territory. The smallest watch in the world is the Jaeger LeCoultre. This tiny mechanism contains 98 parts assembled with extraordinary precision. Since its creation in 1929, it has been a symbol of elegance and sophistication. This watch rose to worldwide fame when Queen Elizabeth II wore it during her coronation in 1953, integrated into an exquisite diamond bracelet designed especially for the occasion. The betta fish, originally from Southeast Asia, is widely considered one of the most beautiful fish in the world. Its charm lies in its long, elegant fins, which often form a spectacular crescent and unfold as if they were delicate moving wings. In Spain and other European countries, the Kenny Triathlon has become a unique event that combines sport, fun, and love for animals. This competition includes 250 meters of swimming, 2.5 kilometers of cycling, and 2.5 kilometers of running, all in the company of your dog. Designed to strengthen the bond between humans and pets, this test not only tests the endurance of both, but also promotes physical activity and animal welfare. In Iceland, beer was banned for over 70 years, from 1915 to 1989, as part of a law restricting alcohol consumption in the country. This ban was due to social and cultural reasons. But in 1989, on March 1st, it was finally decriminalized, marking a milestone in the country's history. Since then, every March 1st, National Beer Day is celebrated with enthusiasm, with festivities and events organized in bars and restaurants throughout Iceland. During his first retirement from the NBA in 1993, Michael Jordan decided to try his luck in baseball, a sport that had been his childhood dream. Inspired by his father, James Jordan, who also shared his passion for baseball, Jordan joined the Birmingham Barons, a minor league team affiliated with the Chicago White Sox, with the intention of following his dream of becoming a professional player. Despite his limited experience in baseball, he appeared in 127 games during the 1994 season, showing his dedication and effort. The scarlet ibis is a stunning bird known for its vibrant red plumage that makes it stand out in the wetlands of South America and the Caribbean. Its colorful plumage is the result of a diet rich in crustaceans, such as shrimp and crabs, which provide it with the pigments necessary to maintain its characteristic scarlet hue. This bird inhabits mangroves, marshes, and swamps, where it feeds in shallow waters using its long, curved beak to capture its food. The history of cinema took a significant turn in 1933 with the release of King Kong, a film that not only captivated audiences, but also marked the beginning of a new era in the film industry. Shortly after its success, its sequel, Son of Kong, was released in the same year, becoming the first film to have a second part. Directed by Ernest B. Schoedsack, this sequel continued the story of the famous creature, but with a different approach, introducing Kong's son, a smaller but equally charismatic being. There are animals that have very different sleep patterns than humans, and some, like the bullfrog, practically do not sleep. This species, known for its ability to stay alert even when at rest, has a nervous system that allows it to constantly monitor its environment. Although it can be in a state of rest, the bullfrog remains alert to potential threats such as predators due to its cautious nature. In Formula One, driver helmets are custom-made and cost between $4,000 and $7,000. Made from high-tech materials and customized for each driver, these helmets are not usually available to the general public. However, at auctions, some legendary driver helmets have fetched significant sums. For example, in 2019, a 1990 Ayrton Senna helmet sold for over $150,000, making it one of the most expensive Formula One helmets ever auctioned. Meryl Streep is the most nominated actress in the history of the Academy Awards, with 21 nominations throughout her career. Streep has achieved an impressive variety of roles in very diverse genres. Her talent has been recognized on 3 occasions with the coveted Golden Statuette. The first was in 1979, when she won as a supporting actress for her performance in Kramer vs. Kramer. More recently, in 2011, she received her 3rd Oscar for her role as Margaret Thatcher in The Iron Lady. Robert Wadlow, born in 1918 in the United States, is known for having reached an impressive height of 2.72 meters, making him the tallest man recorded in history. His growth was driven by a rare medical condition called gigantism, which caused uncontrolled development of his skeletal system. Throughout his life, Wadlow continued to grow until his tragic death in 1940 at the age of 22, due to complications from an infection in his leg. In the Namib Desert in Namibia grow some fascinating ancient plants known as Welwitschia mirabilis. These plants, considered living fossils, are one of the oldest and most resilient species on the planet. Unlike many other plants, Welwitschia have only 2 leaves, which continue to grow throughout their life, which can exceed 1,000 years and even reach 2,000 in some cases. Their incredible ability to absorb moisture from the fog that comes from the nearby Atlantic Ocean allows them to survive in one of the most arid ecosystems in the world. Google Photos has a fascinating history that began in 2004, inspired by an internet phenomenon that occurred 4 years earlier. During the 2000 Grammy Awards, Jennifer Lopez dazzled the audience in a striking green dress that became a viral hit. The popularity of the dress was such that millions of people began searching for related images online. This search boom led Google's founders to recognize the need for a more efficient image search platform. Before becoming one of the fastest runners in history, Usain Bolt had a great passion for soccer. During his childhood in Jamaica, his dream was to be a professional soccer player, and he played as a striker for his local team. However, his destiny changed when a coach discovered him while he was in high school and suggested he try athletics. The word echo has its roots in Greek, where it means sound or resonance, and is closely related to a myth from Greek mythology. According to legend, Echo was a nymph who, after disobeying the goddess Hera, was punished by only being able to repeat the last words she heard without being able to speak for herself. This punishment became a form of expression that reflected the resonance of sounds around them. From here arose the connection of the term echo with the acoustic phenomenon in which sounds are reflected and repeated. Neuschwanstein Castle, located in the stunning forests of Bavaria, Germany, is one of the most iconic and visited castles in the world. Built in the 19th century under King Ludwig II of Bavaria, it inspired the design of the famous Disney castle that appears in many of its films and in the brand's logo. Most bats face a challenge when it comes to initiating flight, as they cannot take off directly from the ground due to the structure of their wings and musculature. Their hind legs are small and weak, preventing them from generating the momentum needed to rise from a flat surface. Instead, bats adopt a unique strategy. They hang upside down from an elevated surface, such as a branch or wall, and let go. As they fall, they take advantage of gravity to gain speed and be able to spread their wings more easily. This adaptation is one of the keys to their ability to fly, as it allows them to save energy during takeoff. Birds of paradise are famous for their elaborate courtship rituals. Males perform intricate dances and display bright feathers to attract females. Each species has its own unique style, and some even use tools to impress their mates. For example, Wilson's bird of paradise performs a spectacular dance in a natural setting where it adorns the spot with leaves and flowers. Carnivorous plants, such as the Venus flytrap, have developed amazing adaptations to survive in their environment. These plants grow in nutrient-poor soil and have evolved to trap insects as a way of obtaining essential nutrients. The trapping mechanism is amazing. The leaves of the Venus flytrap snap shut when an insect touches its sensitive hairs, securing its prey. In Germany, there is a tradition called Wurstmarkt, where a fair dedicated exclusively to sausages is held every year. This event attracts thousands of visitors eager to taste various local varieties. The fair doesn't just celebrate sausages, it's also a showcase for other traditional German foods. Humans share about 99% of their DNA with chimpanzees, demonstrating our evolutionary closeness to them. This fact highlights the biological similarities between the species and raises questions about our evolution. Genetic research continues to shed light on how we became who we are today. In Scotland, there is an annual festival dedicated to traditional cookies and sweets called the Scottish Baking Festival. This event celebrates the country's rich culinary heritage and promotes family recipes passed down through generations. Attendees can take part in hands-on workshops where they learn traditional techniques. The oldest continuously inhabited city is Damascus, Syria, with a history dating back thousands of years BC. Its rich history has witnessed numerous civilizations and significant historical events. Penguins possess a special gland that allows them to drink salt water. This adaptation allows them to survive in marine environments where fresh water is scarce. It is estimated that only 10% of people can touch their tongue to their nose. This curious talent has generated interest from both a medical and a fun perspective. In Sweden, there is a hotel built entirely out of ice that is rebuilt every winter. This hotel offers visitors a unique and unforgettable experience between ice sculptures and cold rooms. The record for the largest number of children by a single woman is 69, according to historical records. On the other hand, the record for the longest time without sleep is 11 days, set by Randy Gardner in 1964. The first printed book was the Bible in 1455 by Johannes Gutenberg. In Greenland, there is a place known as Baffinland, where there are no trees or significant vegetation. This extreme environment offers a glimpse into the harsh climate conditions of the Arctic. There are more saunas in Finland than cars. The word nerd was first used by Dr. Seuss in his book, If I Ran the Zoo. It has since evolved to describe people who are passionate about specific or intellectual subjects. Strawberries are the only fruit that have their seeds on the outside. This unusual trait gives them a unique visual appeal as well as being delicious. In Japan, trains are so punctual that if they are late, a public apology is issued. In Iceland, there are no family names. People are named after their father or mother, followed by son or daughter. In Russia, there is a lake called Baikal, which is the deepest lake in the world. It contains approximately 20% of the planet's unfrozen fresh water, making it a vital resource for various local communities. The song Happy Birthday is globally recognized as the most sung song in English. The earliest known forms of writing were pictograms used by the Sumerians over 5,000 years ago. What fact surprised you the most? Leave your opinion in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.